as you've come out of this, what advice do you have for people who are like, oh man, the next 4 years could be fucking horrible?
Well, one, I would say that as someone who spent 4 years in prison, I would say that you'd be surprised how fast 4 years can go. It like
Sure.
the days are long, but the years are short. Everything is impermanent. So don't feel like like it is the end of the world. This is going to last forever. The other thing that I would say is it is frustrating because, especially in the political climate, it tricks you into thinking that like you matter because your vote matters, and your vote does matter, but like ultimately like there's this lie that's pitched to all of us that any one thing that we could do would make a
Yeah.
difference in the entire outcome. And I would say that like, look, we are better equipped to like, of course, interest yourself in what is happening nationally because we are a part of this nation, but
Sure.
also in like really hone in on like what it is that you can actually affect change on, recognize your place in this broader scheme of the political climate, whatever it may be. So like to give an example, when I think about what my role is in all of it, it is not to be an expert in every single frickin' thing that is going to be of concern to every single one of us. I am concerned with criminal justice related matters because I have personal experience with that. And I also
Sure.
have an opportunity to affect a certain kind of influence that might be beneficial to other people. So that's where my focus is. And it is recognizing that if it's, even though I may be concerned about climate change, nobody really gives a shit about what I think about it.
Sure.
So instead try to like find those people who might have something that could be influential and see how you can support them or support their work. So there are a lot of great things that people are doing, especially on the local level. I think people really overlook the power of things that are happening locally around them, and we don't really feel like we're a part of a community very much in these modern times. I'm very fortunate because I live on a little island in the Pacific Northwest, and so because we're an island, we seem to recognize that each individual one of us plays a role in our community and has an impact. Like you as a person in whatever your community looks like has a role and can have an impact on the people that are directly around you. And that impact then can magnify as they impact others. So I would say like focus on what is close to you.
And is that something you found? I imagine being in a prison cell with a number of people,
Mm.
and you're like, well, I can't do anything about what's happening in the outside world, but I can help this person write a letter,
Yes.
or I can help them, read something, or you can help in the individual across from you in some small way.
Yes. And in a way that no one else can. Like there's really, I think the most fulfilling work you can do is when you realize that you were the only one who could have stepped in and done it. So find that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So last question. We talk a lot about the sort of collapse in uh, of institutions or belief in
Mm.
institutions. You watched an institution degrade itself in front of you, right? Not just like, hey, this abstract idea, is there problems with the justice system? In this case, it's a foreign country, but you watched it do the opposite of what it's supposed to do,
Right.
and it stole from you the most valuable thing there is in the process. As you come out of that, thinking of despair, like we were talking about earlier, how do you go through the world and not just be cynical and nihilistic and doubt and hate everything? Like, or maybe you do, but how does that inform your worldview?
I don't doubt and hate everything, and I'm not cynical. I would say that the thing that I realized was not that these institutions that I had faith in before no longer deserve to have faith in them. Instead, what I recognized was these institutions are not ideas of institutions. They are constructs that are created by people. And they are tools that we as human beings have developed to help us function in these ginormous societies that we now belong into. And so we are ultimately responsible for how those tools are wielded and whether or not we can't just take them for granted. Right. Like, so I think that is the thing that I took for granted, that the justice system was something that, took the guilty people and put them away and let the innocent people free. And I also took for granted that the media their job was to report the truth. And instead, what I found was that these are institutions that are populated by people who are flawed, who are influenced and who are biased and who have incentive structures that may not necessarily be poised to arrive at what they were intended to arrive at. And so I think that for me, what that leads me to recognize the fragility of these institutions, but also their potential, and how more literacy and more awareness of how the sausage gets made in any of these institutions can only make us better, again, effective agents within that reality.
No, that's fascinating. One of the things Epictetus talks about, he says, every situation has at least two handles. Mm-hmm. Which handle are you going to grab it by? So you could grab, the U.S. Supreme Court by the Dred Scott handle, or the presidential immunity scandal, or handle, or the overturning of Roe v. Wade handled, or you could say this is the same Supreme Court that desegregated the schools or gave women the right to begin with.
Right.
And the idea that it is an institution that's not neither good nor bad, but the people in it can be good or bad, and there can be corrupt terms and moral terms, and it can be heading in the right direction or wrong direction, or sometimes the same justice can make a good decision one day and a bad decision the next day. And it's up to the individuals who have influence over that. We can't make it be what we want it to be, but we can try to make it better more often than it is not good, or we can make it good more often than it is not good.
Right.